Yarbrough, Emmett Yarbrough.
Good morning, Mr. Yarbrough. Are you employed?
Yes,
And what do you do for work?
I work for the Department of Public Works.
And how long have you worked in that capacity?
I've been there 3 months.
Okay, specifically, what's your job?
I empty the trash can for the city.
And where do you live?
Outside the city right now.
Okay. And was there ever a time that you lived inside the city?
Yes,
And when you say the city, what city are you referencing?
Atlanta.
Okay. And do you recall residing at an address of 88 Venera Avenue, Southeast Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes,
Okay. And in what county is that address located?
Fulton.
And from what time frame did you live there?
I say like from 2010 to 2015.
Okay. And did you live with anyone at that address, or did you live there alone?
You know, me and my wife,
Okay. And what is your wife's name?
April Quarterman.
Okay. I'm sorry, you said the last name?
April Quarterman.
Okay. And how long have you been married?
8 years,
How long have you been together?
25.
And do you all share any children in common?
No, just stepkids.
Okay. And what's the names of your stepchildren?
David Quarterman, DeAnthony Quarterman, Deshaun Quarterman.
Okay. Is Deshaun a girl or a boy?
A girl.
And I'm going to direct your attention, just a brief moment. I'm going to direct your attention to the date of January 11th, 2015. Do you remember that date?
Yes.
Okay. And can you describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you remember about that date in brief?
It's depending on what you talking.
Sure. Do you recall law enforcement coming out to your home on that morning?
Yes.
What do you recall about them having to come to your home on that morning for?
My house was shot up.
All right. Want to unpack some of that. Around or about what time would you say, Mr. Yarbrough, was your home shot up?
Anywhere between 11:45, 12 o'clock that night.
And what were you doing at that time when your home was shot up?
I was sleeping.
Okay. And in the home that you're describing, about how many bedrooms are therein?
That was three bedroom. It was a 3-bedroom house.
And was anyone else home at the time that it was shot up, as you described?
No, I was the only one there.
Okay. And when you were asleep and you heard the shots, well, let me ask this question. Did you hear the shots ring out that impacted your home?
Yes, that what woke me up.
Okay. And when you heard the shots that hit your home, what, if anything, did you do at that time?
I hit the floor once I realized it was gunshots.
Right. And were these gunshots shots that were single fire shots, or did they sound like a machine gun?
No, it was a machine gun.
All right. And when you say machine gun, are you saying that it sounded like they were in rapid succession?
They were shooting an AK-47.
Okay. And where was your wife at the time that the shooting occurred?
She was at my sister's birthday party.
Okay. Were you supposed to be there that evening?
Yes.
And why did you choose not to go?
I wasn't feeling good. I had a headache.
When the shooting was occurring at your home, about how long did it last?
Probably about anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. And when the shooting, after the shooting occurred, I should say, did you happen to see anybody?
No.
Did you hear anybody?
No, I did not.
What was the next thing that you did after hearing the shots?
I called 911, then I called my wife.
Okay. And did you call any of your stepchildren?
No.
Okay. And what did you tell your wife?
That our house was just shot up.
And did she come to the home? Do you recall if she came to the home after receiving that call?
Yes, she came immediately.
Did anyone else come to the home after that news had been delivered?
Yeah, I had several relatives pull up. Then our kids started pulling up.
Okay. Was Deshaun Quarterman amongst the children that came to the home that evening?
Not at first, we were still trying to locate her.
Okay. And why were you trying to locate her?
Because we had got word that it was a threat on her life.
Objection to the hearsay.
Sustained.
Without saying what anybody said, why were you looking for your stepdaughter at that time?
We were trying to make sure all our kids were safe.
Your Honor, that does not call.
Overruled.
You may answer the question.
We were trying to make sure all our kids were safe because our house was just shot up for no reason.
Okay. Was there a time that Deshaun lived at that home located at 88 Venera Avenue, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia?
Yeah, she stayed there until she graduated high school in 2011 before she went off to college.
Okay. Would she stay there? Would she stay there or spend the night at different times during that time frame after she had graduated?
No, she had got her own apartment.
Okay. And around what side of town did she stay on?
Over there off of, by Carver home.
Okay. And what side of town do you know that to be?
The west side.
Okay. And do you know, can you describe what relationship, well, let me answer this question. Do you know a person by the name of Kenneth Copeland, a.k.a. Lil Woody?
Yes.
How do you know Lil Woody?
He has a child by Deshaun, which is my granddaughter.
And how old is that child?
She's 10. She turned 10 this year.
Okay. And were there ever times where Deshaun and Lil Woody would be over your home together?
Yes.
How often would you say that Lil Woody would be present at your home?
It wasn't often because I actually didn't want a lot of people at my house.
Okay. Was there any particular reason? Let me rephrase. Did you have a problem with Woody being at your home?
I had a problem because I had a daughter who had a boyfriend who wanted to spend the night with her, and I wasn't going to allow that.
That's fair. That's fair. Did you have any other reason to not want to not want Woody near your home?
Objection to relevance.
Overruled.
Could I answer that question?
Yes, you can.
Being a parent and knowing that he was a street guy, nobody want their daughter talking to a street guy, basically, bottom line.
Okay. And I hear you say something about being a street guy. What do you have in mind when you say that?
Woody was in the streets.
Okay. When you say in the streets, is it fair to say that you are articulating that he was around people you didn't like?
I didn't know too much know anybody that he hung with, but it's just the things that you heard that he did in the street.
Okay. It's just a brief indulgence, Your Honor. When the gunfire hit your home, were you impacted by any of the shots?
No, was I hurt?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Do you know anyone else in the community or nearby area to have been hurt or their home affected by the gunfire?
Cause for hearsay. Objection.
Rephrase.
Did you see anyone else in the community injured?
No.
Did you see anyone else's home impacted by gunfire?
No, I did not see it.
Did you see anyone else's vehicles impacted by the gunfire that rang out that morning?
No.
How long did your daughter, Deshaun Quarterman, date Lil Woody?
I think they wound up separating probably like a couple of months after the baby was born because he was in and out of jail.
I'm sorry, you said after the...
They broke up a couple of months after their baby was born.
Okay. Sorry. And do you know if they ever resumed their relationship after that initial breakup?
No, they were just friends.
Okay. And I want to circle back to something you said earlier when you testified about initially hearing the shots. How do you know that the shots were an AK-47?
I'm from the projects. I know what an AK-47 sound like.
Okay. And is it fair to say that you've heard it shot on more than one occasion?
Just once again, I'm from the projects.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And How do you know? I'm going to circle back to something you said earlier. How do you know that Lil Woody was in the streets, as you say?
He was from McCannville.
Okay.
As everybody know, and 30 Deep was from McCannville.
Do you know Lil Woody to be a part of 30 Deep at that time? Did you know him to be a part of 30 Deep?
No, I did not. I just know they reside in McCannville.
And when you say 30 Deep, what do you know that to be?
It was a gang. It was a group of guys that went around running in stores, running out with blue jeans.
You started to say something, and it sounded like you hesitated. Were you about to say, what were you about to say?
About what?
About 30 Deep, when you said it was a group, and then you hesitated. What were you about to say?
It was a group of guys that ran in and out of stores stealing blue jeans.
Is it fair to call that group of guys that do what you just described a gang?
Objection.
Sustained.
All right. Don't answer that, please. Do you have personal knowledge that Lil Woody was a part of 30 Deep?
No, I do not.
Okay. When Deshaun and Lil Woody ended up breaking up, did they continue a co-parenting relationship that worked?
As long as he was out of jail.
Okay. Did you know the group that you described Lil Woody to be around ever to be known as the Blue Jean Bandits?
I think the media gave him that name.
Sustained.
Do you know the name of Blue Jean Bandits?
Objection, Your Honor, relevant.
Sustained.
Just a brief moment. Your Honor, may we approach?
I'm sorry, what you
May
say?
we approach, Your Honor, on the last ruling briefly?
You may.
Do you know what kind of car Woody drove?
Woody didn't own a car.
Okay. Did he operate one from time to time?
You know, he probably had plenty of people probably gave him their car, but I don't think he actually owned the car.
Okay. You earlier said that you didn't want Woody to spend the night at your home. Were there times that you found out that he did?
Yes.
And based on the frequency of him being at the house, strike that. I want to ask that question, Your Honor. Have you heard of a person by the name of Demise McMullen, or AKA Nard?
I heard of a Nard.
Okay. And have you ever seen him around the area of 88 Venera Avenue?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. Probably need some clarification as to when witnesses says he knows
Sustained.
Anard.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
I do understand.
Okay.
How do you know Nard?
I couldn't hear you.
That's not the objection, and that doesn't address the issue. The issue would be whether or not the person he knows as Nard is the other
Okay.
name mentioned by the prosecutor.
All right. I'll ask a foundational question, Your Honor.
All right.
All right. Do you know the Nard that you're speaking of to be one of the defendants in this case?
No.
Okay. Is that a no, you don't know for certain, or is that a no, that is not the person you're talking about?
That is not the person I'm talking about.
Okay. Just a brief indulgence, Your Honor. The questions for this witness.
Thank you. Are there defense questions for this witness?
No questions, Your Honor.
No. All right. Mr. Yarbrough, thank you for your time. You are excused. Call your next witness.